Hello and what is going on, guys? My name is Miguel and welcome to Miguel EDC. Today we're going to be doing a review video, just in-depth review on the Civivi Elementum. This is the OG Elementum, the smaller size compared to the button lock. There's now even a new version of this guy that comes with the button lock, so more to come on that in the channel later on. But this is the OG Elementum, and I gotta tell you guys, this is the second knife that I ever got when I first started getting into EDC, when I first started to kind of discover this whole niche of using knives as tools and daily carrying knives, and kind of discovering how useful it was to have something sharp on you whenever you got an Amazon box, or whenever you got a package, or you need to cut through some cardboard, or whatever it is, right, that you need to cut on a daily basis, right? Having a knife, EDCing a knife, it's we all know, right, especially if you're in the knife community, we all know how useful that is. So today we're going to be talking about the Civivi Elementum here. I'm gonna give you guys some quick basics right off the bat. I'm going to give you guys some basic specs here, and then we're going to get into comparisons and check out the action, and we're going to also look at the weight and the length and measurements and all of that good stuff. So again, this is the Civivi Elementum, the original one. This one is in orange here, and this is G10 handles, right? As far as blade goes, this is a D2, satin finish D2 right there. I did unbox a black blade D2 version of the same exact knife. I was really deciphering which one to keep. I decided to keep the satin D2 version, and I returned the other one. And by the way, guys, affiliate links will be in the description for every product that we talk about today. Those will be down below in the description, so go ahead and check them out. They do help out the channel at no extra cost to you, but again, that is totally up to you. That being said, the Civivi Elementum, again, D2 blade, it is satin finish. All right, let's check out that opening action again, because I don't think that first one did it justice. Oh, there we go. So this one is still, even though I've been using it quite a bit, I always forget that you have to give it a little bit, like you really mean it, right? Give it a good swing, otherwise you could fail the swing if you do it. See, if you do it too lightly, you might not open right away, right? It is not assisted, so unlike the Kershaw leak, right? Unlike the Kershaw leak, which is assisted, we saw the review on this guy on the channel here not long ago, so check that out if you haven't already. So this is a assisted knife, so you give it a little bit and it fires open right away, right? So the Elementum, on the other hand, is not assisted in any way, and so it has to open, right, with the pretty much the inertia, the momentum, right? Elementum, momentum, right? Kind of sounds like I'm coming up with all these fancy words. So yeah, the more pressure you put on it, right, the better of a swing you're gonna get. Make sure you don't fail it, because if you do it too soft, then that's what's gonna happen, right? All right. And if you can do a little flick of the wrist, right, that's also gonna help as well, right? You could also do the fancy, what is it? For whatever reason, if you want to open it this way, you can, right? Open it like that. So this knife is a frame lock, right? This is a, sorry, not a frame lock. This is a liner lock, right? So the reason it's called a liner lock, because the liner inside, right, that is what's holding or locking the blade in place, right? Just like that. So when the blade opens up, boom, that guy slides in place right there, and it keeps the blade nice and locked. When you're ready to close the knife, right, you'll be able to, close it like that. So, all right, really quick, let's get some overall length on this guy. So this guy comes in at around, I want to say, what do we have? Around 7 inches, right? Very similar to the Kershaw leak in the size comparison. It's like the golden ratio. So the blade is about 3 inches, right? The handle is about 4 inches, and it gives you that 7 inches overall length right there. And again, for size comparisons, right, if I put it next to the Kershaw leak right there, you can see they are pretty much identical in size. They're both 7 inches long with that 3-inch blade, which is kind of like the borderline for certain areas, certain states, for different laws. It's kind of like the borderline. You can't have a blade or carry a blade that is longer than 3 inches. So this knife should comply with that. Again, check your local laws. I'm not an attorney, but yes, golden ratio, 7 inches overall, 3 on the blade, 4 on the handle, right? So that being said, let's do some quick size comparisons here. start like we always do. We're going to compare this guy to the Para 3, right? So it is just a little bit smaller than the Para 3. And of course, we got to throw the PM2 there in the mix, right? So yeah, definitely the Civivi Elementum is going to be a medium to smaller knife. You know, somewhat along the lines with the Para 3, whereas the PM2 is more of a overall medium to large knife, right? So there it is next to the Spydercos, right, that I have on the lineup. Let's check the Demko knives, right? Let's check the Demko knives. And by the way, guys, if you haven't seen unboxings on these guys, I'm currently EDCing these guys, so I can also give you a review. So that's going to be live on the channel here soon. So next to the shark's foot blade and the clip point blade on the AD 20.5, yeah, they're going to be just a little bit longer, right, on both of the variants of the 20.5. But yeah, other than that, you know, a little bit of a longer blade, a little bit of a longer handle as well, right? Keep that in mind. Again, this is just for comparison purposes. All right, let's do the Sencut brothers here. We have the Sencut Saxi. And by the way, Sencut is a subsidiary of Civivi and We Knives, right? So We Knives is like the high-end, right, brand. Civivi is somewhere in the middle with their prices, and then Sencut is the more affordable of them all. But yeah, here it is compared to the Sencut Saxi. Here it is compared to the Sencut Crawley, right? And yes, you have a longer handle, you have a longer blade on both of these variants, right? And of course, what you do get with these is you of course have the fidgetability. If that's even a word, that's your new word for the day. Fidgetability, right? Try to say that 10 times fast. Yeah, these are button lock, and so they have a lot more fidgety friendly nature to them. But yeah, these I'm going to be reviewing these very shortly in the channel. So right now we're just doing some quick side-by-side comparisons to give you guys an idea there. And last but not least, right, we do about, you know, 4 different comparisons overall. We have to put next to the Wrap Model 1, right? That's definitely way bigger blade, way bigger handle, and of course, I failed that opening. Let's do that again. There it is. That's nice and perfect, nice and sharp opening right there. So there it is, the Wrap Model 2. So Ontario Wrap Model 1, yeah, way bigger, of course, but the Civivi Elementum is very close to the Wrap Model 2 right there, the smaller brother, for sure, right? So that should give you a good idea, a good size comparison there, so that you can kind of, you know, that should hopefully help you with your buying or purchasing decision. Let's get these guys out of the way here, right? And then, I don't know, let's just throw one last one there, a bonus comparison. Again, like I said earlier, the Kershaw leak is like right there with that golden ratio. 7 overall inches, 3 in the blade, and 4 in the handle. I want to put it next to another Civivi, by the way, the Ortis. This one here, the review will be coming soon in the channel, so make sure to like and subscribe if you wouldn't want to miss that. It is just a little bit longer on the blade and just a little bit longer on the handle. But other than that, very, very comparable knives of that medium to smaller range. All right, let's check out the carry profile. Carry profile really quick. Next to the PM2, right? I'm gonna say the clip, right, might make the PM2 definitely a little bit thicker for sure, but you can kind of see it there with your own eyes. Next to the PM3, right, very, very comparable, right, the Spydercos being a little bit thicker. Next to the Demko 8020, it might just be, the Civivi might just be a little bit thicker than the Demko 8020.5. I want to say next to here we are, the Sencut Crawley. Now this one is the Saxi, right? Yeah, the Sencut is a little bit bigger. Next to the Crawley here, Sencut Crawley, also a little bit bigger. And of course, you know, you have the Wrap Model 1 and 2. Oops, knocked the fidget toy there out of the way. All right, there it is, right? So Wrap Model 1 is definitely a little bit thicker. Next to the Wrap Model 2, right? This is more comparable. Here we know they're pretty much the same in size, but yes, they also compare pretty good in the carry profile there, the overall thickness right there. All right. Of course, fair measurement, right? We already mentioned the leak is already in the mix, so why not? It is just a little bit thicker than the leak. All right. So just quick carry profile comparisons right there. All right. What does it look like when it's folded? Well, let's take a look at that as well, right? So there's the paramilitary or para 3. There is the paramilitary 2, right? So it kind of gives you an idea. Spider coats, of course, with the circle design. They're going to stick out in the pocket. They're going to take a lot more pocket room than the Elementum for sure, right? Let's check it out next to the Demco brothers here, right? This is the shark's foot. This is the clip point, right? Both of these are going to be a little bit, you know, thicker as well. Take a little bit more pocket room for sure. All right, what do they look like next to the same cut cousins here, since they're pretty much the same wee nice brand? I want to say the only one that takes a little bit more room here would be the Saxy, just because of the blade being a little bit thicker, right? The Crawley, since it has a more narrow, a narrower blade, it kind of, you know, pretty much takes about the same amount, just a little bit longer, of course, right? Same amount of space as the Elementum, but the Elementum is definitely a little bit shorter. Things to keep in mind, right? Depending on the scenario, if you're looking for a primary or secondary to carry for whatever you got going on for the day. All right, next to the Ontario Wrap Model 1, right? This one definitely is a little bit longer, takes a little bit more space there as well. The one that comes the closest right there is that Ontario Wrap Model 2 right there. That's pretty much like neck and neck right there, right? They take about the same length, right? And the same width also, right? So there you go. There you have it, right? Some quick comparisons. All right, nothing but comparisons during this review here for you guys. Also, let's go ahead and do a quick hardware check. So I always like to check all the different hardware and all the different knives that we do review in the channel. I want to say this tool set is very affordable. It is part of a Strabito set. So it has all kinds of different tools, and it comes at a very affordable price. If you want to check that out, it's going to be linked in the description. Again, affiliate links do help out the channel. No extra cost to you. I want to say T6, probably the body screws are going to be, whoa, look at that. Not T6, right? Civivi is not messing around. I misjudged it there for a second. So T8 screws, okay, right there. And on the other side as well, yeah, that is T8. And I want to say for the pivot screw, that is also a T8. Let me try a T9 just to be sure. Yeah, T9, there we go. T9 fits even better. So T9 and the pivot, everything else. I want to say I got it all wrong. T9 all around. T9. Yeah, T9 all around. That's why it's so important to make sure, right, we check the screws here so you know exactly, you know, what type of drill bit or screwdriver bit you need. Again, this one brings so many different, you know, drill bits there. It is an amazing kit. Let's put that to the side there for a second. Let's do a quick blade stock thickness check. All right, let's see where that comes in at. So the blade is going to be around 0.11 inches, all right, 0.11 inches. A little bit towards the tip. I want to say the tip goes all the way to 0.01 inches, right? That gets pretty thin right there towards the tip, right? And did I mention it's very pointy? This is called a spear shape, right? Or like kind of like a drop point. I wouldn't say, yeah, definitely a drop point. Let me correct myself. Yeah, drop point design there for sure. So one more time. Blade stock thickness there, 0.011 inches, a little bit closer to the tip right there. It goes all the way down to 0.01. All right, cool stuff, good stuff. Let's get the let's get an accurate weight measurement here. All right, there you go. Under 3 ounces, guys, under 3 ounces. So it is definitely lighter than the Kershaw Leak, right? I keep comparing it to the Leak because the Leak is, you know, this whole metal, stainless steel handles and all that, right? The Elementum, right, it's a lot lighter at 2.9 ounces. So if you're looking for a lighter knife to carry for the day, this is the guy for you. And again, the dimensions are perfect. Not too long, not too thick, right? and right under 3 ounces. All right, so last but not least, let's talk about a couple of different areas here as far as, let's start with the price. So the price, the Civivi Elementum comes in at around $50-ish. I think it's gonna be 51, 52. All right, check the link in the description, check out the price. It's somewhere in that ballpark. And it just makes a perfect EDC in that budget range. Again, budget range in the channel being anything around that $50 ballpark. Okay, and again, just to recap, it is a D2 satin finish blade, right? And I mean, the Civivi Elementum comes in so many different variations. You can get Damascus blade finishes. You could get all kinds of different handle blades. You can get all kinds of different handle material. You can get titanium on this thing. It's the customization for the Elementum, just like the Kershaw leak, is crazy. It's insane. But this one again has G10 orange scales, right? And has the big Civivi logo right there, which I think it looks very, very nice. Speaks to the Civivi quality. D2 satin, again, I had this one in black and I just ended up returning that one because I like the satin look much more. It is a liner lock, right, like I said earlier, so the liner locks the blade in place, right? It is not a frame lock, and just for comparison purposes, right, and the leak, the actual frame itself locks the blade in place, right, in a similar fashion but not quite the same. The liner locks the Elementum in place. The liners are milled, right? You can probably see if I turn it a little bit. You can kind of peek in there, right? So they are milled. So G10 on the outside, milled liners. So one thing the Elementum does have going for it is the deep carry pocket clip, right? So unlike the leak, right? So about this much was showing out of your pocket, or will show out of your pocket unless you get a modified clip, right? Just the way it comes out of the box right there. With the Elementum, right? Check out the design on the clip. It kind of goes over the screws and allows for the entire knife to hide in your pocket, which is pretty cool, right? If you value that, if that's something you take into consideration, then that's definitely going to be a must for you, right? Also has a lanyard hole right here if you're into that. It is built in. Other than that, let's check out the blade alignment. So it is very aligned right out of the box, but don't take my word for it. There it is, right? What do you think? Right, let me know in the comments. But that looks very centered to me, to say the least, right? So again, the blade shape, this is a drop point blade. The thing about the Elementum that you guys want to keep in mind, if you take all of the knife designs in the world, right, every single blade shape, every single handle shape, right, and you took an average out of all of those knives, right, the average of all the different knives that exist, you will probably end up with a very vanilla design like the Elementum right here, right? The blade is pretty much average of all the blades that exist out there. The handle is pretty average, all the different handles that exist out there. And so you end up with such a great ergonomic, nice little EDC. And for the price, come on, in the $50 range, I mean, this thing is very well made, very well made. It is made in China, right? So are all Civivi knives. But again, I mean, ask anybody that has Civivis in their collection, right? They are very solid knives for the price. And this one has, I want to say, washers. Yeah, you can see the washers from this angle. Yep, right there. So this one, the only deployment option you have, so no thumb studs on this one, so the flipper is the only option on this guy. I want to say there is a button lock version as well, and there's yeah, hopefully get that in the channel soon for review purposes. But yeah, the flipper is the only opening mechanism for this guy. You do have some jimping going on right here, which is nice, right? That feels really good whenever you have to do any sort of forward cuts or what have you. Even if you have to do reverse cuts, right? That's going to be very nice in the hand as well. But that jimping right there is very nice. And again, I have average hands, you know, not crazy big or small, somewhere in the middle, right? And yeah, pretty much I'm able to fit all 4 fingers, yeah, and then just maybe a hair of the handle showing. But yeah, it feels nice in the hand. It would be kind of crazy to forward choke on it because it doesn't have a finger choil right here. It looks like one, but it's not. That's a sharpening choil, right? So keep that in mind. as well. But yeah, other than that, again, you guys let me know, right? Did I cover everything that you were expecting in this review? Were you looking for anything specific? Let me know in the comments. I'll be answering comments. So if I miss anything, if there was anything specific you wanted to ask or see, or that I didn't get a chance to go over, please let me know in the comments. Make sure to leave some feedback there for me. Also for future review videos, right? If there's anything that I'm leaving out, any opportunities out there on the table, let me know so I can implement that on future videos. But that has been it, right? This is the Civivi Elementum, the OG, right? 7 inches overall, 3 inches of blade, 4 inches of handle, right? G10 scales, D2 satin finish on that drop point blade. This is an awesome, beautiful, can't go wrong with type of EDC. I love EDC in this guy. And also, if you're looking to get anybody in to EDCing, or anybody, get your friend, get a family member, get anybody into knives, feel like the Civivi Elementum, just like the Carshall leak, but the Civivi Elementum is also one of those vanilla designs, awesome knives that is not super big, is not super scary or what have you, right? And yeah, it's gonna get the job done for sure. Let me give you guys a perfect example. When I first started EDCing knives, my wife was very, very, very skeptical. And if my situation was anything similar to your situation, give a like to the video. Let me know in the comments what it was like for you. But yeah, she was very skeptical about knives, right? At the very beginning, I had to, kind of explain to her and, have her realize that knives are just a tool, in the same way kitchen knives are also a tool. And just to make a point that the Civivi Elementum design is so friendly for everybody. Even my wife, who was never on board at the beginning with daily carrying a knife, EDCing a knife, I took the Civivi Elementum design, realized, right, that there was a version from Blade HQ called the Dessert Warriors, or Spice It Up, same knife, just a little bit more spiced up, if you will. So the Civivi Elementum Dessert Warrior got her this knife during the holidays. And again, even though she was skeptical and did not want to at first, right, I got her this guy right here, and now she is in love. She loves her Civivi Elementum Dessert Warrior. And by the way, these are limited runs from Blade HQ. I also have a link for this guy in the description, and you can see she uses it, right? There's definitely some wear and tear right there on the pocket clip. So proud and happy that she likes her knife. And she has other ones, a couple of different knives as well since. But yeah, perfect way to get her on board, to get a family or friend or your significant other, right, to jump on board and also, right, appreciate your passion and have the same level of enthusiasm that you have for EDCing your knife. So there it is, guys, the Civivi Elementum. You cannot go wrong with this guy. All right, that being said, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to definitely leave a huge like on this video, right? Look forward to seeing the comments, reading everything that you guys are typing on there. By the way, by the time you're watching this video, right, the review for the Civivi Ortis is probably already released, right? So if you want to check out the Civivi Ortis, right, make sure to click this card right here. That is the Civivi Ortis. Also love this guy. It is so good. That being said, guys, take care. Peace. I'll see you all next time.